Hello, welcome one and all to my Q&A. Now the first thing you'll notice about this video is that you can't see me. Where have I gone? Well, I decided not to use the webcam this time because I'd just be sat here really still and talking, and I think that'd get boring after a while. So what I've decided to do, and this will account for pauses as well because I can edit the audio, I thought I'd just sit here and read the questions and answer them and stuff, you know, without worrying about anything else. I can also show some of the fan art I've got in my folders, and it's an excuse to use more background music. I'd have used it anyway, but meh. But yeah, I have nothing else to say, so why don't we get right into some of these questions. Okie dokie, starting off with a doozy here, we've got Narrator 007. He says, what's with Spike's kneel before Zod voice in the Q&A video? Well, how should I put this?
Don't you dare answer that question.
Excuse me?
Do not touch that question.
Alright, I'll move on. What's your Brony origin story? Or how did you get into the show? Well, like a lot of people at the time, this was late 2011. I think the show was still maybe in season 1, I'm not sure. I saw all the fan art going around, you know, all the nice drawings people were doing and how it was infecting other forms of media, and I thought, wait, how big is this show? What's going on here? And then I found out 4chan was involved in the beginning, and I thought, oh, it's some kind of trolling thing, making it seem better than it is. But then I looked a little closer and saw some clips on YouTube. Little clips, like when someone makes a foreign weapon out of someone going, no! Or something. And I was intrigued. So yeah, that's what got me to at least look up somebody's blind commentary of it. Because those had started appearing. I forget who I first saw, but I watched the first episode along with them, and I agreed it looked like it had a lot of potential. So then I went away and watched all of season 1. I think that was all that was out at the time, because I was around when season 2 was still coming out. I was on the message boards and stuff, you know, hearing about synopsises and catching the episode on the day it came out and writing about it. It was fun. Yeah, I'm surprised. On my Skype, I think I'm the oldest Brony there. Not age-wise, but time longest invested in the show. Because I seem to be the only one that was there when season 2 was still coming out. But yeah, that's my origin story. And, you know, it's been upwards and onwards from there. What was the first episode you saw that really blew you away? Party of One, no doubt. I mean, you had delights like Four Weather Friends with all the Roadrunner-like physics. You had the charming Winter wrap-up, the funny Feeling Pinky Keen, all those sort of episodes. But, you know, it's like, this is a pretty good show. But Psycho Pinky? That is amazing. I couldn't believe they pulled a Ren and Stimpy moment, and that sealed it. My love of the show. That's when I decided I was going to follow this show wherever it went. You know, the gotta be damned. That was a damn fine episode, but I couldn't stop thinking about Party of One for a good while. What pony do you most relate to? Well, I like to doss about a lot and slack off, but the things I do love I'm quite passionate about, so maybe Rainbow Dash, but I'm not the sporty type, so I'm inclined to turn away from her. Rarity, no, I don't like fashion that much, though I can appreciate it and enjoy her episodes. Fluttershy, maybe. Yeah, I think I most relate to Fluttershy because I'm socially awkward, and, you know, quite a follower rather than a leader. I don't know how best to explain it, but I'd say we are pretty much alike, because every time somebody's pitched to me what would happen if you moved to Equestria, I always say I want to pitch up with Fluttershy. So there must be something subconscious there. Yeah, so I'll go with Fluttershy. Which one most reminds you of someone you know in real life? Well, I'm going to cheat and say Fluttershy for myself, but otherwise I don't know a cocky sports person, because none of my friends are into sports except for watching it. All my friends are pretty much dudes, so there's no fashionistas. Nobody works on a farm. We're all honest with each other, but that's not really something you automatically slap Applejack on top of. Nobody's as random as Pinky. None of us are bookworms like Twilight. I'd say if I could isolate Spike's sarcasm and, general tone he uses with the ponies, like mates rather than friends, then I'd say my friend Luke. Yeah. He's kind of a cheeky bastard, but we all love him. He's like really charming. Yeah, I'd say Spike. Reminds me of one of my friends. Who do you think is the most improved character since the show began? Now, you see, when you say improved, that'd imply I disliked something about a character beforehand, and I'm really easy to entertain and please, so I can't really... If I were to take it in the context of developed character, like some kind of lesson they learn and take forward, or, something that fleshes them out, I'd have to say Rainbow Dash. From the Equestria Games heartache to learning to hold back when... Well, knowing to hold back when trying to motivate Fluttershy, offering her wing to Scootaloo, that understanding look she gave her, like really mellow, opposite of Dash. I don't know, little things she's shown here and there that... Oh, and the Wonderbolts Academy scene, that was powerful. I really enjoyed that episode for that scene alone. I quit. Wow. The characters said it as well. You gave up on your dream. And that was for personal ideals. And that was so strong. So yeah, I'd say Rainbow's the most improved. Like, Season 1 Dash just absolutely cannot be compared to the one we see in Sleepless and Wonderbolts Academy. You just can't. Which two ponies would you want to have on your side in a bar fight, excluding OP Alicorn princesses? Well, Applejack is an obvious choice for raw power. Kick someone and break their neck. Those booking skills. Lasso Wonder Woman style. Like, she's got a lot going for her combat-wise. And my wild card would probably be Pinkie Pie. I mean, Dash might be one of those hothead soldiers that gets you into trouble rather than helps you out, you know what I mean? Someone who bites off more than they can chew, but Pinkie Pie's on the level. She's got a cannon, she's got her tricks and trolling. I think Pinkie and Applejack are a good balance. I'd have them. Which of the CMCs would you least trust leaving alone in your room? Now, Scootaloo, I don't think we've ever seen her mess anything up. All her conflicts have sort of been emotional. Applebloom showed that if left to her own devices, she's pretty competent. In Some Pony to Watch Over Me, she did all her chores with no problem. It was Applejack coming back and startling her that set off the chain of events. So really, I guess Sweetie Belle, because if Sister Who's social was anything to go by, she's a little bit of a klutz. And, someone like me likes their room to be just the way you left it when you come back. I don't think it will be the same. no matter what she'd do, she'd knock something over or misplace something. I just know it. Finally, what's the story behind your username, Luffyiscool? Now, the only reason I remember is because of the username of someone else. A long time ago, when I was first getting into using the internet, well, about 7 years ago when I first joined YouTube, I was watching One Piece and I was looking for AMVs and stuff on YouTube because back then AMVs were booming. And basically, this guy, Sanjiiscool, was doing dubs called Dub Piece, and it was like one of those amateurish sort of things that, you know, had that great original quality to them that you couldn't help but love them. Like, sort of more of a parody than an actual abridged series, just someone dicking around in a microphone, but it was really funny. They've since been removed for copyright and he never came back, but inspired by him, I called myself Luffyiscool as opposed to Sanjiiscool because both of them are characters from One Piece. This channel started out as an AMV channel. If you look far back enough in my history, you'll see my anime videos. I might go back to them someday, but it's so much easier to make PMVs, you know, because there's no subtitles by default, the clips are HD, cartoons are more fluid and easy to link together, and I don't know, I like MLP so much as a show. It's become one of my favourite shows ever that I can't resist making videos with them when I think of music videos. Anime is like the least thing I think about now. Like, I started a Beyblade AMV a few weeks ago, but I didn't have the heart to finish it. And yet I'm still hard at work on my changes video for a PMV. So yeah, MLP's completely taken over. But yeah, that's the story of Luffyiscool. So we move up to Siloe 2011. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that first part, I can't tell. Do you plan on making any more PMVs? Miracles is awesome. Thank you, I was really proud of that video. Yeah, sure, of course there's more PMVs coming. It's just finding a way of getting around the procrastination, maybe? People who follow my Ultra Fast Pony reactions know all about that. And before you say anything, yes, more Ultra Fast Pony is coming. I know there's something else about Ultra Fast Pony coming up, but just so you know, what is your favourite episode so far? Least favourite, and why? Honourable mentions if I want. Well, I'll just get it out of the way and say my least favourite is Mysterious Ne'er-Do-Well. I'd like to stress once again that it's the only episode in the show I have never rewatched. Ever. I saw it the first time, skipped through a lot of it, and just really had a bad time. I've not even watched anyone's commentary of it. That's how much I wanted to avoid it. But yeah, that's my least favourite. I disliked how everybody's solution to Rainbow Dash bragging a little bit, that wasn't even harming anyone, was to publicly upstage and humiliate her and deceive her, and then act like they were the good guys when they were doing the exact same thing. No, karma doesn't work like that. You shouldn't, no. So yeah, that episode rubbed me the wrong way. Was it really that hard to just sit Dash down and talk to her in the first place? They never showed that. They just went straight into the deception. The one thing I took positive from that episode, well, a couple of things actually, was some of the comedy they injected into it, like Rainbow opening the, was it peanut butter jar, pickle jar, whatever, at the picnic, and the whole ghost joke, with Spike's my ghostwriter. Ah, Spike's a ghost! I appreciated that. That was cool. Reminded me of Scooby-Doo freaking out. But yeah, I never want to watch Mysterious Ne'er-Do-Well again. I think an honourable mention for least favourite, which one do I feel uncomfortable watching? There aren't many actually. I don't think, no. You know what? I think it's just that one. That one episode inexplicably rubs me the wrong way no matter what. Oh, I don't know why. But I'll move on to favourite episode. Now, I do not have a favourite. Saying that, I'm getting big flashing neon lights in my head at the moment for what's my favourite at the moment, which is Pinkie Pride. Now that completely blew me away. That's probably the highest 10 out of 10 I've given. I cannot praise that episode enough. Oh. Yeah, but honourable mentions, there's a really long list. At least I think so. I really loved the Discord two-parter. I'm one of the few that loved Magical Mystery Cure because I don't mind musicals. I loved Party of One. Lesson Zero. Sleepless in Ponyville. There'll be loads more I'm forgetting, but yeah, there's so many episodes that I absolutely loved to pieces, but I'd say Pinkie Pride is the one I'd rewatch over and over and over and over forever, because I also love Weird Al. It had Pinkie awesomeness going for it, and it had Weird Al awesomeness going for it. I don't think that combo will be beaten, like, ever. So, yeah. It had meaning for me, it had nostalgia for me, because I'd been following Weird Al for a while, and it was overall entertaining, fun, well delivered, and the best Pinkie interpretation in ages. It was like a perfect episode, I honestly believe that. So yeah, now you know my favourite and least favourite, so we'll move on. What's your favourite moment from Ultra Fast Pony? Now, nothing's coming to mind at the moment, but if I make a pause here, I will find a relevant clip from rewatching some of them.
Ponyville managed to go a whole week without being racist to anyone. Finally, we're becoming a town that's worth living in. I'm really proud of every pony.
If you say so. Oh, Twilight, get over here.
Of course, Pinkie. What seems to be the problem? Oh, hi, everyone else. I just wanted to say I'm so proud of you all for finally learning how to tolerate ponies that aren't from Ponyville. Now, how can I help you today?
There's some weird-looking pony out there, and we're all scared of her.
No! No! No, 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 no!
And we're back. Who is your favourite pony? Well, depends what you're looking for. For fun, my favourite's Pinkie. I love when she's on screen and doing what she does best, making me laugh. And Rainbow Dash, sure, she's awesome, but that gets hammed up a bit sometimes. Favourite pony, I'm sure... I'll just give it to Pinkie. She's the one I enjoy the presence of the most. Like, she does the least wrong. I mean, Fluttershy falls into that category too, but Pinkie's my favourite just for how much more funny she is. Favourite MLP song? Now, I know you saw how blown away I was by Glass of Water, but that was just for the visuals rather than the song itself. I mean, Winter Wrap Up is like the Brony song that got people into the show, but, you know, it was still very kids show-like. The Smile song. Holy crap, the Smile song, yes. That's my favourite. Oh, that is my iconic song. Because I didn't truly get into the show till Party of One, which blew me away. Like, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't, like, hooked. That's what hooked me. So, watching Season 2, I had a blast, and when A Friend Indeed came along, that song just blew everything else out of the water, and it stuck with me. It really has. So, yeah, Smile Smile's my favourite song. Which pony do you hate? Well, whenever I say something bad about Twist, that's usually part of the meme. You know, I don't know what everybody decided to randomly hate the ginger with the lifts, but I think that is the joke. Like, let's all hate on the ginger kid. Sound speed is especially hilarious with it. I think that's who I picked it up from, actually. I think Diamond Tiara, she's just unpleasant every time she shows up. I honestly think the show would be a lot better without her. You know, find something more original for the CMC to have conflicts over than some pink bitch that slings insults at them. You know, I think the big straw that snapped and made me hate her as opposed to dislike her, I was disgusted by her actions in Flight to the Finish. Like, mocking someone's physical disability. I mean, I know you're kids and kids can be cruel, but damn, that was cruel. How did you find out that you like MLP? Well, I didn't want to gouge my ears and eyes after I watched the first episode. So that was kind of my biggest clue. Like, maybe there is something to this. And then I watched a bit further, grew to like it, watched a bit further, grew to like it, and then Winter Wrap Up is the moment I realised I did like the show. Like, I wanted to keep watching, like a lot of people, but the hooking moment, as I said, was part of one. Worst episode, best episode, I've answered that. What pony do you want to be for one day? Well, Twilight. Yeah, magic everywhere. You know, only limited by your imagination. OP Alicorn Princess power. Now we move to Big Rob. Hi, Big Rob. What or who inspired you to do reaction videos and PMVs? Well, both of those are separate, so PMVs, well, I myself inspired myself just because it was the natural switch from making AMVs, and even they were inspired from AMVs as a whole on YouTube. There wasn't a source, so to speak. But reaction videos, now, the person I used to follow, well, I still do, the longest time reactor I've been following is probably the Awkward Reviewer. Yeah, I've followed him since he was reacting to Season 2. No. I'm sure I saw him post a Sonic even earlier than that. Holy crap, I remember. I watched his reviews, commentaries, since about episode 8 of the first season, because I remember episode 9 with Flutter Guy and all the changes, it made him laugh so much he had got a nosebleed. It became his iconic reaction because he gave himself a terrible nosebleed that distracted him for a bit. It was also his highest rated episode at the time because of how much it made him laugh, and comedy is something he places highly in episodes. So I think he was my main inspiration. No, actually. No, I take that back. I liked watching his reactions, and through him I watched other people's reactions, and eventually I got to watching Cobalt, and Soundspeed. Yeah, those two as a whole inspired me because they brought such wit, such charm, and killer voices, especially Soundspeed. So by the time Season 4 was about to come out, and I've been watching people for a long time, and I thought, you know what? Maybe I should do some reactions. You know, see what'll happen. But breaking 1,000 subs seems to be what's happened. Thanks for that. Won't be long before 2,000 now, 3/4 of the way there. Still not sure what to do with the special though, so if you can leave suggestions, that'd be good. So yeah, that's my basic inspiration. Do you read creepypasta? No, not really. If I do read creepypasta, it's the ones I scroll past when I'm looking at the X board, paranormal board on 4chan. But otherwise, I tend to stay away because I don't want to be creeped out. Just like I've never read My Little Dashie because I've heard it's sad, and if I know something's going to be sad, then I don't want to read it because I'll feel sad. Like, does that logic make sense? I hope so. But a creepypasta I remember absolutely loving, because it terrified the shit out of me when I read it in the dark, was all the different... Right, there's different stories, right, called the Keeper of something. So there'll be like the Keeper of the Key, or the Keeper of the Claw, or Keeper of the Crypt, or something. And they're told by different people, right? Like, and they come in different installments, and they talk about different things, but it's all instructions on where to go, at what time of the year, and what to do so you don't die horrifically. Basic instructions of, oh, don't turn to the left as you enter this hallway, or such and such happens, and you'll feel the ice down your chill, but the more you think about it, the more you freeze in place. It's very atmospheric. And once you do this, absolutely do not open your eyes. You must do this, you know, it goes on and on and on, but you get so immersed in it, you feel genuinely terrified when he describes what happens. And all of these, despite being written by different people, they all connect. It's part of a bigger picture. I never found what the bigger picture was, but all these different stories, like, it was quite clever. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's it for creepypasta. Oh geez, Flutter Hulk, Flutter Bat, Flutter Guy, or Flutter Breeze. Which is your favourite? Can't I combine them? Can't I have a vampire with the voice of Flutter Guy who gets angry and turns into Flutter Hulk, or gets shy and turns into Flutter Breeze? Some kind of hybrid? If not, Flutter Hulk is a bit too one note, like, "Roar! I'm angry," and then that's it. Flutterbat's intriguing. The whole concept of a vampire pony. Flutter Guy is hilarious though. Flutter Breeze is kind of, oh, that's cute, but then forgettable. Flutter Guy or Flutterbat? I think there's an overall concept, Flutterbat. Though Flutter Guy is a damn close second for that great voice. Do you plan on doing collabs in the future? Well, no, not really, because sometimes I feel that when people do collabs, they interrupt each other, or they miss things, or you know, they don't sync up properly, and there's loads of things that can go wrong, and you know, it kind of spoils the reaction. Like, you know, I think there's more success to be had in doing things yourself, but things like PMV collabs, maybe, but just reactions, I think that's best done solo. That's my personal preference. Molestia is coming to get you. What do you do? Oh boy. Well, I think the only thing you really could do is invest in a chastity belt for my anal cavity. But if she wanted me to do her, then that's preferable, I guess. Yeah, because if there's no way of getting out of it, I at least want to be on top. Know what I mean? So Victor Allerton. My question isn't unique or original, but I'm nonetheless curious. Okay. Oh, alright. It's Brony origin story. But I already answered that. Mr. Dynamite 110 says, everybody is going to be asking this, so here it goes. Ultra fast pony? I did mention that, didn't I? Yeah, more of it's coming. No worries. I promise. Voided Films. Okay, let's see. What was the first episode you saw? Well, the first episode, as I said. Do you read MLP fanfiction? And if so, what have been some of your favourites? Well, I read Cupcakes, like everyone at the time, but I'm jaded from seeing a bunch of gore on 4chan and, you know, laughing at jokes about tragedies and stuff like that. Like, I've become warped a little bit. Like, it's not that I don't have respect, but I have a very vast appreciation for the dark arts and dark humour. I'm not even ashamed to say that I clop sometimes. Like, I know that might shock some of you, because you might be vehemently against it, but meh, it is what it is. Judge me if you want. But yeah, fan fiction though, I don't really read that much. As I said, I stayed away from Dashi. I have read Cupcakes. I've read Rarity's Generous Plan, which is a Rule 34 story, but it's kind of messed up at the same time. I mean, you can look it up if you want, but I'm warning you, it's a bit weird. You know, oh, my friends have never known the touch of a man, so they're not as mature as me. I know, I'll have them all raped. That will solve everything. Ugh. Such a moronic choice for a plot, but it was entertaining, I guess. Oh well. Any background ponies you'd like to see given a speaking role? Well, Derpy happened, Bulk Biceps happened, Bonbon happened several times, Lyra happened, yeah, the Doctor's appeared with different voices, he's happened. Haven't all the background characters by now pretty much spoken? So sorry, I can't think of any for that one. If you had to give up your hat, which pony would you give it to? Well, Fluttershy. Or Pinky. Yeah, either of those could rock it. Yeah. Loaf Dog. Who do you look to for episode reviews? Like, who's your favourite? Well, I'll list off the top of my head people that I watch episode reactions to. Cobalt, Soundspeed, Awkward Reviewer, Alex Side, Atticus Munson, Metalcore Brony, who was the Rainbow Brony, Six Colour Rainbow is Season 3 reactions at least. Who else? I know I follow more. Zebazis Shadowbane, who also does awesome Doctor Who commentaries. You should check him out. Zebazis Shadowbane. Thinking. Aries Bolt, she's pretty cool. Ganon's Disciple, though I think they're on a hiatus or something. I've not seen anything from them for a while. Equestria's Reflection, they're enjoyable as a group. They talk over a lot of stuff, but with a group that massive, it's unavoidable. That certain person that knows who he is should get off his damn phone. But yeah, there'll be loads more I'm forgetting, and I'm extremely sorry if I do, because I'm subscribed to most of you through email notification. I see your names every week, yet I still forget sometimes. Also, Wretchedness, yeah, he needs to catch up though. Soundspeed was understandable because of his homeless trouble, but come on, man, come on, man, Ratchet, step it up. Who are we looking for now? Oh, same guy. I'd also like to know your take on how to come about a bit into a friend or family about bringing a brony. Well, for starters, don't make it an issue. Don't treat it like coming out as gay or something. Don't just say, oh, I'd like to say that I'm a fan of this or something like that. Don't shove it on them. That's why a lot of people resent us. Basically, if they lean over your shoulder and like, what's that? Like, so, oh, it's the new My Little Pony, and then they give you a weird look, and they say, oh no, it's been revamped, like, you know, it's been remastered, given a more modern touch that appeals to all ages. Like, it's become really popular, you know, it's quite good. And they have nothing to say after that, because it's quite a normal, rational explanation. You're not trying to defend yourself to them, you just say it like it is. You know, that's my only advice, just say it like it is. If they have a problem with just you watching something, then their opinion doesn't really matter because they're being short-sighted. Yeah, Bleep5980. What are your other favourite TV shows and movies? Well, movie-wise, thinking of movies that I could watch again and again, I love the Toy Story trilogy. Let's get that out of the way. Out of the kids' films that I watched growing up, Toy Story has always been my favourite. Finding Nemo was brilliant. I enjoy The Lion King, especially getting to revisit it when Atticus did a commentary on it. That was cool. Movies, what about real movies? 300, that action epic, that was cool. I'm a fan of the Avengers films because I like seeing the hypothetical brought to life of what if all these heroes met each other. The stinging dialogue in Avengers Assemble between Iron Man and Captain America was brilliant. Like, I was watching it with some friends last night and they were talking through it, or, you know, talking about something else, and I'm like, dude, these heroes are laying a verbal smackdown and you're missing all of it. So quotable. You know, I love the dialogue in that film. It was amazing. Anchorman, that was pretty funny. I like that. Bruce Almighty is one of my favourite comedies. Jim Carrey is a revelation in that film. When he's naff, he's pretty but when he's on the ball, he is on the friggin' ball. I'm sure many will agree with that. You know, one of Carrey's best films, no question. There's lots of other films that I like, but I'll stop it here before I start to ramble too much. TV shows. Now, through my life, I've gone through phases, along with my family. Like, we used to watch TV while eating dinner, or tea, as us Brits would call it. Well, my area of Britain anyway. We'd watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I used to like that pretty good, especially Spike. Spike, the blonde-haired, leather-clad vampire, he was pretty cool. And I thought it was a bit weird at the time how he formed a romance with Buffy for a bit. The Vampire Slayer. Huh. But anyway, after that, I think we watched Friends a lot. I really enjoy some of the mid-seasons of Friends when it started hitting its stride, before it got that little bit too overstaying its welcome. Yeah, so it went Buffy, Friends, what other TV shows did I get addicted to? I really enjoyed Breaking Bad. That was pretty cool. So serious, yet so enjoyable. Cartoon-wise, all the old classic Cartoon Network stuff like Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Lab, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Johnny Bravo, you know, Powerpuff Girls, Foster's Home. I watched a load that I can't even list. Anime like Beyblade, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, you know, I used to watch all that good stuff. Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, everything. Yeah, Shaolin Showdown is a really good cartoon as well, for what it is. Atticus does some good commentaries on that. You should watch that. He doesn't get enough traffic for those, and that's a really good series I really enjoy. Cop and Roblox, I assume that means Captain, says, "Why are you so goddamn sexy?" Thanks. Whatever I'm doing, I won't stop it then. But, I don't know, that's the way I was born. I don't really do anything to fancy myself up. Like, what originally made me start wearing that Offspring hat was I didn't want to have to keep sorting out my bed hair before coming on camera. So that's how that started. Now I don't worry about my hair anymore. Is it the hat? Is it the hat? If I remove the hat, do I lose my sex appeal? I hope not. Anyway, if you could cuddle with any one of the main six, who would you choose? Oh, Fluttershy. So adorable, you can't help but want to cuddle. Can you lick your elbow? No. Your nose? No. Your chin? No. Next. Are there any other commentators, PMV makers that inspire you? Well, I've already said. Can you please call my friend Kale an idiot? Kale? Are you watching this? You son of a bitch, I said, are you watching this? Kale? You dumb fuck. Get off of this video. You are an idiot. Idiot of the highest order. Get out of my sight. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? I'm moving on. Moving on now. Lightning Blitz says, when did you get into anime? Since I first started watching TV. Yeah. What is your favourite song from each season? Well, that's a bit easier, thank you. Season 1, Winter Wrap Up. Season 2, Smile Song. Season 3, there weren't many songs in that actually. Let me think what there were. Well, I really enjoyed Raise This Barn. Magical Mystery Cure was like too much of a bundle to pick out one song. They were all fairly generic but enjoyable. Crystal Empire, not really that remarkable. Yeah, the best out of all of them was probably Raise This Barn. I really like that. But Season 4, man, so many good songs. Heartstrong as Horses made me cry. Bats left me in a state of sheer awe. The songs in Pinky Pride as a collective were incredible. I think I'm going to say Season 4 is impossible, alright? Almost every song that's shown up so far has blown me away one after the other. I'm not picking a Season 4 song, alright? Not in this, not in the Season 4 retrospective, not ever. Season 4 is the season of excellent songs. That's all I'm saying. As a whole, Season 4 wins, okay? The animation's been improving, the episode quality has been consistently at least good, and the songs have been phenomenal. It's been the season. Like, I haven't enjoyed MLP this much since Season 2. Like, Season 4 is excellent. What is your favourite episode from each season? Now, Party of One from Season 1. Now, Season 2, songs or otherwise, several episodes stood out in that. I mean, my first gut instinct is to say Lesson 0, but I don't want to neglect Discord. And the Canterlot finale... No, actually, if I can combine two episodes, I want the Season 2 finale for Season 2. It felt like a Disney film. Great pacing, fantastic villain, good songs. It really did feel like a Disney movie. I know some of you might disagree with that, but that's how I feel. It was an epic finale. Season 3, I think my favourite would have to be Sleepless in Ponyville, for Luna, Scootaloo getting an episode for the first time, and Rainbow Dash and her having their moments. And the nightmarish imagery, because apparently it was in production around October time. Yeah, but all in all, a triumph of an episode. Season 4. Now, Pinky Pride, I think, has to take that. When did you get your dog? Christmas of 2012, I think. Yeah, we've had him a year and a little bit. Now, he's grown a little bit since then. He's just over 2 years old now. Hopefully he'll calm down, because he's very boisterous, stealing things, biting, and, you know, being very rambunctious. And yeah, hopefully he'll calm down on his 3rd birthday, because he'll be in his 20s then, not a kid anymore. Yeah. Well, of course, you know I mean dog years. You are awesome. Thank you. Robert Notcher's Mind says, I have 3 questions. Okay, fire away. Do you watch Doctor Who? Of course I do. That was another of the TV shows I forgot to mention. Me and my family used to watch Doctor Who seasons 3 and 4 when we ate our dinner. I especially remember The Waters of Mars. That was a really good one. Especially how he snapped after losing so much for all his life. losing, being bullied by time, the laws of time. He finally said, no, I'm the last Time Lord. I say what goes. I'm taking control. And you saw all that emotional anguish pour forward in the form of rage in defiance against time. That was such an amazing concept that not many seem to have picked up on. Like, why is the Doctor acting like this? Well, if you've been paying attention to the signs and how he's even at this point forbid companions. That thief tried to come with him in Planet of the Dead and he said no. But you think he's going to say because you're a criminal or because what you did was still wrong and you need to go to prison? That wasn't it, because he let her go at the end. You know, he helped her escape. But he said, no, people have travelled with me and I've lost them. That was basically, no more companions ever. My heart is closed. I am not letting anyone else in because I lose them and it breaks a little more. And I thought that was incredible. You know? Yeah, so that memory always stuck with me. You know, I love Doctor, and that made me really sad to see Tennant go in the end of time. You know, I didn't watch past that. I really didn't. I did not like the idea of Matt Smith at all. He made me cringe when he first appeared. Like, I know he's some people's favourite Doctor, but I was not interested in the slightest in continuing because I thought, Tennant dies, the show dies. Fuck it. And I thought I wasn't going to bother. The thing that's changed my mind is seeing a video on YouTube called The 11th Doctor is a Badass, and it shows all of his cool moments up to the point that video was posted, and I agree he is pretty good. And it makes me regret watching that video. It really does, because Zebazis, I've been watching blind along with him. Like, when he posts his commentaries of the Matt Smith seasons, I'm watching it for the first time as well. You know, so I think that makes it a great experience between the two of us. But I'm slightly regretful as well, because I already know what his best moments are. I wish I could reverse things that I've learned so I could do my own commentaries on that season, or you know, I could do my own commentaries on Doctor Who Smith era. But I think it's a bit late in the game now to even consider doing it after his era, so you know, it's kind of a missed opportunity. It makes me feel a bit sad, but that's life. But yeah, I definitely watch Doctor Who through those commentaries now. But still, what type of character would you like to see in MLP? Well, I can't really think. You know, that'd imply thinking of something original that's not been put in there before. And I think they've covered all the bases, really. Put that down to lack of imagination on my part if you want, but on the spot I can't really think of anything. So I'm going to skip that one. Can you please re-upload, or at least make your vids viewable on mobile platforms? No, sorry. All that means, when it says that, is that it's detected audio copyright infringement with the background music I use when I use actual songs. And what that does is, it lets me keep the video, but it disables playback on mobile devices. And I agree, that can probably be pretty annoying in some cases, but you know, as long as I get no copyright strikes and the videos don't get removed, there's no skin off my nose. You know, there's no consequence for me. So, I know that sounds incredibly selfish, but it's the truth. You know, I'm sorry. But if you want to watch my videos, you need a computer. But now for me, you see, this isn't an issue because I sit at my computer. You know my phone, right? I don't have an iPhone. I don't have an iPad. I just have a normal Nokia flip phone and what's it called? I just have a Nokia flip phone, you know, little brick-like thing, and an iPod Touch for my music. I felt a little bit embarrassed when I asked Atticus Munson in his Q&A. I asked him, You know, what's your go-to music when you flip on your iPod or whatever? And him and his sister had this little exchange where like, who even has an iPod anymore? Me. Yeah. You know, I just want the simple facts. I use Vegas 7 instead of 12 and later because I think it's too cluttered, too messy, and it doesn't accept my video format sometimes. So I just use 7 because it reminds me of Windows Movie Maker. It's got a really simple timeline interface. You know, it's more user-friendly. You know, I don't want a phone that's got a lot of bells and whistles on it and contracts and all this, like, you know, apps, games and stuff. I just want something that calls and texts, alright? Like, just something to ring with. You know, that's all you need a phone for. That's why it's called a phone. You know, I don't want a game station full of apps. I don't want Snapchats and whatever nonsense. I just want phoning and texting. And a simple, cheap phone's the best way. Yeah, iPod, just store my music on it. That's it. You know, I don't need anything more. It's unnecessary. It's modernization. It's, you know, consumerism. It's overpriced garbage. You know, but that's my personal views. Be offended if you want, but oh well. What's your favourite... Oh, Danny Sickler. What's your favourite line, quote, and facial expression you have seen or heard the ponies do, especially the main 6? Pinkie Pie. That's what he said, not me. Well, there's too many. Just like the songs. You can't pick one out. But I'd say facial expression, just for sheer how out there it was, would probably be when Pinkie changed her face into an earlier generation during Too Many Pinkie Pies. That one was holy crap. If I'd have been filming to my reaction, you know, if I'd have been filming my reaction to that episode, it'd be one of those where I fall out the chair or collapse, like AJ's duck face in Simple Ways. And I had a similar reaction to Pinkie's face in Too Many Pinkies. You'd have liked to see that. Well, oh well. Somebody left me a comment who I met on Call of Duty and he recognised my name, which I thought was pretty cool. This 50-year-old ex-soldier, he's a pretty cool guy. He made me and my friend laugh on Xbox when we were playing COD Ghosts because out of nowhere, right, we'd spent the whole game talking to each other, me and my mate, and then this guy comes out with "Jammy cunt" when he got killed. We kept imitating him and he kept saying it again and we kept saying it again and we had a right laugh. And he said he couldn't believe he recognised my voice and put 2 and 2 together and came here. Only way he confirmed this was true because of comments on one of my other videos, because my name on Xbox is Apple to the Core, right? Ever since I saw the episode with the song Apples to the Core, and on there somebody said they recognised me, and I said, yeah, that was me. I played in that game, and obviously this guy confirmed it as well. So it is a small world. I agree, guy, it's a small world. But he asked me, I found his question in this wall of text. He said, what's your angriest rage quit on Call of Duty? Whoa. Well, I suppose there's been a lot of rage quitting over the years, but I think maybe those games you get where you run around the perimeter of the map loads and loads of times and you see no one. There's action all over the kill feed, all over the table, yet you cannot find anyone. You just can't. There's no one in sight. It's like you're playing an empty map. You get killed from behind, you get knifed in a corridor, but you don't see anyone first. You spend the whole game a spectator, and that gives the false impression that you're shit, when no, you had the worst luck possible. Yeah, that kind of game is the angriest rage quit, because like, this just isn't karmatically fair. You know, but that's how I felt at the time. Talentless Ash asked me what my favourite album by The Offspring is. Well, some of the singles I grew up with, like Why Don't You Get a Job and Pretty Fly for a White Guy, you know, those on Americana, I really enjoy that album. But Conspiracy of One also had some good ones, like Original Prankster and Come Out Swinging. I like those sort of songs. Every album has some gems on it, there's no doubt. But I think the one I like most consistently would either have to be Ixnay on the Hombre, Smash, or Americana, because those are the three albums I never find myself skipping a track. It's a three-way tie between them. Maybe Americana edges it just for having more of my childhood favourites. Oh well. Favourite anime series? Well, the ones I mentioned before, like Beyblade, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh!, those sort of things. Out of the modern series, I've been enjoying Kill la Kill. Now, sexism debates aside, fan service debates aside, like, that is a funny anime. Definitely see the inspiration from Gurren Lagann in there, the same team that made it. It's just epic. Have you watched any of the Monogatari series? No, and I don't really have any plans to, but I think it's in my backlog of things I want to check out but can't be arsed to. Someday, maybe. Someday. Ugh. Okay, I just did some digging and found my laptop out where I made some notes when I was at a friend's house of a few more questions Narrator 007 asked me. Asked me what my favourite fan-created song, story, animation and game are. Well, I haven't really delved much into the latter three, so I'm not going to comment on them, but my favourite fan-created song. Now, for sheer memorability, I'm going to have to say, Discord, I'm howling at the moon. That one. I really enjoy that one. Who do you want to hear get a song who hasn't had one yet? Well, Big Mac got his promised song, sort of, with Philly Vanilli. Luna. I'd like to hear Luna sing, actually. She's not sung yet, has she? Yeah, I want Luna to sing. Who would you most like to hear as a guest voice on MLP? This is my final question, so let me just think a moment. Who do I want as a voice on MLP? Well, if there was going to be a gangster type, I really want it to be voiced. Is he even still alive though? The guy, yo motherfucker, you. That, I can't remember his name. That gangster. It'll come to me after I finish recording, no doubt. This is all recorded in one take, and I'm clipping the pauses and interruptions. If you can hear the dog barking right now, I'm really sorry for that. He's wappy, he's tapped in the head. Well, yeah, I've lost my train of thought now, thanks dog. Yes, guest voice. I know Weird Al is someone I've always wanted ever since he expressed an interest in the show, and he delivered in spades with Pinky Pride. Oh, he did such a fantastic job. Cheese Sandwich Pinky is my OTP, make no mistake about that. I don't usually ship, but those two fit so well and have such great chemistry, it's not even funny. Like, holy crap, they should make that canon. You know, like long distance penmanship, you know, long distance love letter, something like that, that would work. You wouldn't have to bog them down with relationship bullcrap, just have them send letters to each other, you know, like Flutshine Discord do. Don't even want to know what they put in those letters. But anyway, yeah, John Delancey has a brilliant voice. I've never watched Star Trek, so I had no idea who he was, but people were fangasming over him. Well, his voice is pretty good, that's why I like him. But yeah. Jim Carrey! Yes! We've had one comedic voice in here, like Weird Al. why not have another silly pony voiced by Jim Carrey? Yes! I'd love a pony that speaks like Ace Ventura with his exact voice. Oh, him and Fluttershy would hit it off. Oh, I'm happy I thought of that now. Yeah, Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey. I want that as a guest voice. Maybe even permanent voice. Hell, I want Weird Al permanent voice, but I'm not getting that. So yeah, that's all the questions I have. Right, my Vegas timeline says that this audio recording is currently at 1 minute 04, but accounting for pauses and clipping, I'm gonna say that's roughly an hour, so I should wrap this video up soon. I bet you're all bored. Unless you're actually interested in what some random guy who watches cartoons has to say. I figure I should end on something. But what? Ah, I have just the thing! If my voice isn't too tired. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny, Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In a war we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, oh, so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me, I'll teach you, Pokemon.